so that as you move beyond these 2 days, that you are committed to the strategies that you have put in place. And that all begins with our mindset. Our mindset. It is key. We touched on it yesterday. Some of you have touched on it right now in your SWOT analysis. Sandra is not the only one where one of the biggest threats was our mindset. And we want to talk about how do we manage our mindset? How do we grow our mindset? How do we shift our mindset so that we're able to accelerate our success versus having our mindset hold us back? And for many people, this is something that they are aware of. And then for some people, they're not aware of it at all. They don't know that what they think, what they believe has an impact on what shows up on the outside. And so we're going to be talking about that, not today, right now. Yes. Denise says this topic is crucial for her. And, we have all heard the definition of insanity, right? That definition that says you do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. And I think sometimes we think we're doing something different. We don't think we're doing the same thing. And then we don't understand why we're getting the same result. So I'll give you an example. Maybe you want to lose weight and you decide, I'm going to get a personal trainer. And you get a personal trainer and you get a food plan and you start doing it and it works. And, you start to lose a little weight. You start to feel a little better. And then you say, okay, trainer, thank you so much. And then after a while, the weight creeps back up. The old food habits come back in. And you're going, oh man, that didn't work. And so then you say, well, I got to lose weight. I got to get healthy. I'm going to join a boot camp. I need community. And then you join a boot camp and you get up every morning at some ungodly hour, put on your tennis shoes and you go out and you're in a group and you're doing your push-ups and you're doing your squats. And for a while, you're like, okay, I'm losing weight. I'm back on track. And then, the weather changes. It was an outside boot camp. And so you're like, oh, okay, well, I'm pretty good now. I'll just stick with my own routine. And then you stop going to boot camp. And then slowly but surely, the weight starts to creep back up. Anybody ever experienced that before? Troy says she's dealing with that right now. Yeah. Or maybe you decided, I am going to get my finances together. I am going to get serious about reducing or eliminating my debt. I am going to get serious about living on a budget or knowing where my money is going. I'm going to get committed to saving. And man, you go hard. You have money transfers so you can't see it. You put your automatic payments on. You put all your extra money on the biggest bill and you pay that down, and you put your extra money on the next bill and you pay that down, and you look up 18, 24 months later and you're like, I did it. Oh my gosh, I am out of debt. I paid off my credit cards, or I paid off my car, or the holy grail of them all used to be a mortgage, but now it's student loans, right? And you're going, man, I did that. Yes. And then 3 years later, something happens and maybe you want to take a vacation, or maybe a friend is getting married. Maybe you are getting married, maybe, and all of a sudden you kind of like, well, I'm going to just use a credit card just for this, right? Or, man, I mean, the car is good, but I really would like a new car. And you go get a new car. And then 4 or 5 years later, you look up and gosh darn it, if you're not right back in debt again. Maybe it's not credit cards, but man, you got a car note and you took out that loan, and then it's like, okay, all over again. Okay, I'm gonna get out of debt. I'm gonna start saving my money. Right? Anybody relate to that? You do it, you celebrate it, and then you go about your life, and then you look up, and all of a sudden the 20 pounds are back. All of a sudden the credit cards are back up. All of a sudden, you're back yelling at the children again, right? After you said, I'm not going to yell at the kids anymore. You're right back having an attitude with your spouse when you thought you had worked out all of your communication issues. Yes, Darlene says yes. Chella, yes. Denise, yes. So true. And yes, Chella says it's frustrating. How many of you are just like frustrated, like, I don't get it. How do I keep ending up back here again? And the truth is, when you created those results, when you lost the weight, when you got out of debt, when you had a spell of great communication in your family, when you stopped yelling at the children, when you did all of that, you tapped into discipline, right? It takes discipline to show up for boot camp, to show up for the personal trainer. It takes discipline to fix your meals. It takes discipline to drink the smoothie. It takes discipline to create the budget and stick to the budget. It takes discipline to manage your credit cards and get out of debt and not take any extra money. And like, it takes discipline to do all of that. But discipline isn't the answer. You can discipline yourself. You can do anything really for any amount of time to get a particular outcome. We've all done it. Maybe you wanted a raise or a promotion at work. And gosh darn it, you used to show up 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes late. You want that promotion. You showing up on time. You want that promotion, you want that raise at work. Maybe you used to turn in your weekly reports, not on Friday, but like first thing Monday morning. But now you want that promotion. Oh, my report's getting in on time. And so we can discipline ourselves to a lot of outcomes. But once the discipline goes away, the old habits, the old behaviors, and the old outcomes start to creep back in. And so there has to be something that goes along with discipline that allows you to maintain once the outcome has been achieved. And that's why I believe that you never just need discipline. You have to have a mindset transformation. What you do is discipline. What you believe about what you do is your mindset. What you do to get the outcome is discipline. What you believe about what you're doing is mindset. And so it's only through a new mindset that you get a new result. And this is so critical because so many people don't understand how they keep ending up in the same position. I left that jerk of a guy. I left the person that wasn't treating me right. And here I am 2 years later, back in a relationship with somebody else, but man, this person is starting not to treat me right. Yes, exactly. And so we want to talk about this morning, we got to get your mind right. And we need a new mindset, not only so that we can have a new result, but so that we can have a new sustainable result. And so let's start off by first just sharing what is mindset. I think this word is thrown around a lot, and I'm in the coaching world. And so we talk about mindset all the time, but do we really understand what mindset is? Like, have we defined it in a way that we can totally relate to it? And so I want to give you a definition of mindset so that we're all starting from the same place. And so when I talk about mindset, It's a set of assumptions, methods, or beliefs held by one or more people or groups of people. So each one of us, we operate from a set of assumptions. We operate from particular methods. And we operate from a set of beliefs. And it's those assumptions and methods and beliefs that drive our behaviors. And then ultimately drives what we believe about our behaviors. Now, I want to make sure we all get this. And so if there's questions, if there's clarity that's needed, make sure you put it down in the chat area. Safe space, safe zone. I'm sure that if you're thinking it or if you have the question, that somebody else has it as well. But the question is, what assumptions, what methods, and what beliefs have been driving you? And sometimes, again, yesterday, I think it was in our VIP session with Mona, we talked about you knowing and naming what is. And so for some of us, maybe you've never even named your assumptions. Maybe you've never named your beliefs, but they keep showing up in what's happening in your life. And so today is the day we want to begin to name our assumptions and name our beliefs and name our methods. And here's the thing about mindset. It's not negative or positive. It just is. And so you have some assumptions, some methods, and some beliefs that serve you so well. They serve you so well. Some of you have assumptions, methods, and beliefs, and it serves you in your career, in your business. It serves you when it comes to your money and in your relationship. It serves you the way you take care of your body, your self-care. And then some of us have assumptions, methods, and beliefs that hinder us. They hinder us from making the moves, taking the steps that we want to take to get where we want to be. And all of us are a mix, right? No one is 100% here and no one is 100% there. But we have to be clear and name our assumptions, our methods, and beliefs so that we know how it impacts our results. And no one is born with their assumptions. No one is born with their beliefs. No one is born with their methods. Each and every one of us, we get exposed to our mindset. We get exposed to beliefs. We get exposed to behaviors. We get exposed to assumptions. And those things shape and frame our mindset. And we get those things many times growing up. And then as an adult, we're not paying attention to where we got it from. We just know things aren't working or things are working. And so you got your mindset from your family. You got your mindset from religion. You got your mindset from culture. We all are influenced by media. We have a set of assumptions and thoughts and behaviors from our own experiences. Our mindset has been shaped as we've watched the experience of others. And then all of that creates assumptions on our part that drive our mindset. When you think about family, what in your mind has been shaped by your upbringing? Did you see your parents affectionate, hugging, kissing, laughing, joking? Did you see your family in your family dynamics where your parents hardly speaking to each other, sleeping in separate rooms, always yelling at each other? When you were growing up in your family, did you see a sense of lack? And if there was lack, how was it addressed or not addressed? Did you see a sense of abundance? How was that addressed? When you were growing up, were there money conversations? Were there not money conversations? Was there the opportunity to share your emotions? Or was there an opportunity not to share your emotions? I feel for guys, real men don't cry. How has that turned out for us? Right? When it comes to money, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. We can't never get ahead. Man, the man always trying to take from you. Everybody's out to get you. Don't be too nice. Right? And it's hard to really think about, man, yeah, okay. So what did you get from your family? What did you get from religion? I love this story that Andy Stanley tells. He's a pastor here in Atlanta. And he talked about when he was a child going to church, his dad is Charles Stanley and is a pastor of one of the biggest Baptist churches in Atlanta. And this was years and years and years ago. And his father was speaking out against, sin and people living bad lifestyles. And people were going to protest at his father's church. And so his father decided to end church early so that the parishioners could leave and get out before the protest started. But the timing got off. The protesters were there when church let out. And Andy said what he noticed was the people at his father's church were like ignoring the protesters, always, believing they were right. The protesters were wrong. They got in their cars and they went home. And he said there was another church right down the street, and the protesters were in between these 2 churches. And the church down the street had set up water stations, had set up little snacks for the protesters. And he said what he learned in that moment was the definition of agape love and agape grace. And so growing up in religion, you either learned one set of things or you learned another set of things. In some religions, it says all are welcome. And then when all come in, you treat them like trash. And so we get our mindset from religion. Yesterday we had a bonus session for those people who were coaches or wanted to be life coaches, and we talked about charging. And one of the people in the session said that her church told her that her gift is from God and she shouldn't charge for it. And then there are other people who their church has said, you need to take your gift and take it into the world, create abundance and prosperity, and then give back to those who need. Right? Religion, faith, but 2 different mindsets. We get our mindset from culture and how we think people in our group, people in our race, people in our communities, people in our ethnicities, like how we're supposed to behave. And we see stereotypes all the time on television of all kinds of cultures. We see these stereotypes and then we grow up believing the stereotypes. And sometimes those stereotypes lead to hate, lead to not wanting to be friends with certain people, lead to not wanting to work with certain people. And you could look at someone or you could meet someone and you already assume some things about them because our mindset creates assumptions. And you start treating them or interacting with them a certain way, and you're not doing it consciously. It's because your mindset, what's embedded in you, your beliefs, your thoughts, your behaviors are mirroring what culture has told you in terms of stereotypes. We get our mindset from media. Depending on what media you consume, and we can see that happening right now. You can probably have a conversation with somebody and tell what media they pay attention to. You can probably look at someone's post on social media and tell what media they pay attention to. And when we take in what media tells us, it creates a certain mindset. There are some of us who believe one thing about what's happening with the pandemic, how it's being handled, how soon we need to get back to work or open up. Then there are people who believe something totally different. And you're like, how can you believe that? And someone else is going, how can you believe that? Because their mindset is influenced by media. And our mindset is also created through our experiences. Man, I tried to start that business. It beat me up, right? Some of you have started that business, lost everything, and then some, told yourself, I am never doing this again. This doesn't work. And so your mindset is such that I'm not doing that again. Your own experiences sets your mindset. That person, that guy, that girl, that significant other, they betrayed your trust. They crushed your heart. Oh, men can't be trusted. That's your mindset. I remember years ago, I was that show Braxton Family Values. This was a while ago, and it was Toni Braxton and her sisters and her family. It was their show, and Toni Braxton's mom, I forgot who she was talking to, but this is such a perfect example of mindset based on experiences. She said, "Listen, every man cheats. You can marry him, you can have good love, you can have fun times, but every man cheats." And then she said, except Obama. But she believes, I could tell she believes that. And so if you're one of those people and you want to be married and you want to be loved and you want to have a relationship and you're out here dating, but in your soul, because mindset, sometimes we don't even know it's working in us. It's unconsciously driving our thoughts. And so we're sabotaging relationships. Because I'm going to hurt him before he hurts me. I'm going to hurt her before she hurts me. And our experiences hold us back. And then the experience of others. We'll look at somebody and be like, ooh, they tried to start that business. It didn't work. I'm not going to start my business. Oh, I remember she tried to fix her relationship and get things right. I'm not doing that. And we allow what others have experienced to impact us. And all of that creates assumptions. And so yesterday, we talked about our wheel of life. Remember, we looked at the 8 areas that make up our holistic self. And I'm going to challenge you for some homework to go back to that wheel and look at each area and ask yourself, what assumptions have I made in this area? We can talk about money. What assumptions do you have about money? Some of us unconsciously, remember, these aren't things that we're thinking about that's driving our behaviors. We're experiencing results, and now we're trying to figure out, why do I keep getting these results? So we're kind of working backwards. And so I've had clients who come to me and they say, I want to build a 7-figure business. And then they self-sabotage doing what can help them build a 7-figure business. And as we dig into the mindset piece, we discovered that growing up, family, religion, growing up, people with money are evil. And so she has this desire to have a 7-figure business, but she has a belief that says rich people are evil. And so if you do the equation, if she's a millionaire, she's going to be evil. And she had no idea that that was a block for her. People like us, we don't ever get ahead. People like us, they don't give us no breaks. Whoever the us are, right? Women, disabled people, Black people, old people, too young people, like whatever the us is, You ain't gonna never give us a chance. Where'd you get that from? Who told you that? And maybe you watched a parent or a sibling go out into the world and get beat up. Go out into the world and get beat up. Go out into the world. And so now you're going, okay, I'm not going out into the world. They're not going to beat me up. And so you don't even try. You don't try for the promotion. You don't try for the raise. You don't try in the relationship. You just don't try. And you're telling yourself it's okay because I'm protecting myself. But we haven't figured out, like, why am I not trying? And if we aren't willing to name our assumptions, then we are subject to keep getting the results. Even though we think we're doing something different, we're subject to keep getting the results that we've always gotten. We have used discipline to make a temporary change, but we need to shift our mindset to have complete transformation. Transformation, by definition, means permanent change. And so if there's an area of your life that you disciplined yourself to a certain result, but you went right back, you were never transformed. You were never transformed. You are only transformed when you are now in a state of permanent change. Mindset, we talked about this with Mona yesterday. If you are in, we see all the jokes, right? Quarantine 15, keep me out the refrigerator, or I'm starting to eat again, or whatever that may be. That just tells me that you are in a state of discipline. Because if you were transformed, quarantine wouldn't make a difference on what you ate. If you had a mindset, a belief that, I don't know, cake, right, is not good for you, but now because it's quarantine, it's okay to eat cake, you never transformed your mind. Because if you believed it, it wouldn't make a difference, the situation or the circumstance. Your situation and your circumstances should not impact what you actually believe. You was a vegan in January when you started a new year. But man, we quarantined now. I mean, we need some chicken. We need some ice cream. You weren't transformed. You didn't believe it. You didn't believe that being a vegan would serve your holistic health. Because if you believed it, quarantine wouldn't make a difference. And so we want to ask ourselves, man, what do I really believe? What do I really believe? Absolutely. Ardenia says a butterfly can never go back to a caterpillar. That's transformation. Some of us say, well, I was a caterpillar, now I'm a butterfly. And then we see you 2 years later and we're like, you looking mighty like a caterpillar. And so we have to be committed to understanding what we believe. Because if we begin to change what we believe on the inside, our actions will reflect that. If you believe that in order to be stable financially, having 6 months or 12 months of expenses in the bank is what's required. If you believe that, there would be no extra nothing until that bank account was built up. Oh no, we're not celebrating birthdays. We stacking 6 and 12 months in the bank. Oh, you think we're going on vacation when the world opened back up? No. We stacking money in the bank right now. If you believed it. But I challenge you to ask yourself, am I just saying it because it sounds good? Or do I believe it? I just taking a pause just to kind of, this is heavy this morning, right? we going a little deep this morning. But we have to carve out the mindset beliefs that are not serving us. And if you want to know what you believe, just check your outcomes. Just check your outcomes. You still not where you want to be in your business? Check your beliefs. You looking at where you are when it comes to your health and wellness? Check your beliefs. You trying to figure out this relationship thing? Check your beliefs. And so today, we are in the checking, self-assessment, self-reflection business. And I want to challenge you to really examine yourself. This is the moment where you get the opportunity to be most vulnerable with you. Willing to be vulnerable, willing to say, I've missed it, willing to say, I didn't even realize this, willing to say, I'm open to change, willing to say, I am open to even apologizing because my assumptions have led me to say things, to treat people a certain way, to act out on certain things. And I owe some people an apology. Like I was acting on assumptions. I didn't give the person a chance. I didn't give the person the opportunity. And you can even apologize to yourself. Girl, I had no idea. I apologize to you because I have not paid attention to what's been driving my behavior. But today is a new day. And so I know I've shared a lot that's got you thinking about where your mindset could be missing it. And I just want to give you a couple of more examples that may demonstrate to you that it's time to really consider shifting some of the things you think and believe. Some of us are challenged in our mindset because we often focus on what's wrong. Yes. Denise says this is so spiritual. Kathy says this is cleansing. Chella says your outcomes are equal to your beliefs. Yes. There are some signs that a mindset shift is needed. Do you often focus on what's wrong? Instead of looking at what's working, what's going well, you are the first one to point out, that don't work. I don't think that's right. That don't look right. And it's a protection mechanism because you've been assuming that in some areas you shouldn't even try. And so you just start to focus on what's wrong. I remember years and years ago, let me see if she's in the rooms with us today. I don't know if she's in the room. I can talk about her. My sister-in-law, years and years, this was a long time ago. She was so fed up with her job and she wanted to look for another job. And me being the person I am back then, I was like, girl, here's a job, and here's a job, and here's a job, and here's a job, and look at this, and look at this. And every job I sent her, every job. She was, and this was back, I'm gonna tell you how long ago this was. These were ads, like either in the newspaper or online on the newspaper. So this tells you how long ago it was. And I would say, look at this. And she was like, oh, that's up where we live in the DC area. That's up in Silver Spring. That probably take me too long to get there. Probably, maybe. Okay, well, look at this one. Well, I mean, that one, They say that they have like 400 employees. I think I want to work somewhere that got like 200 employees. Oh, okay. Well, look at this one. I don't think that one's gonna pay enough. I think I'm gonna need to make more. Okay, look at this one. I mean, you're not even trying. You're not even making the effort. They should really promote me at my job. Oh, okay. Well, maybe you can put together like a document of all the things you've done to contribute to the organization. Girl, they're not going to look at that. Oh, okay. Well, maybe you can look at some of the systems and processes that you guys are doing now and maybe write up a document that can show how to improve it and share it with the team. They're not ever interested in anybody's opinion around here. Okay, well, maybe you can go to school and, get an extra certification. I think someone else got that certification and they didn't promote them. They didn't do like it's like everything that comes to them that has an opportunity to help them, they want to show you what could be wrong, what's not working. And so if that's you, it's okay. It's okay. We're finding ourselves today when it comes to our mindset. I believe that we all have something. And if this isn't you, something I've already said is you, or something I'm going to say is you. But this is the time to recognize, man, I need to shift some things in my mindset. Another indication that you need to shift in your mindset is you see yourself as a victim. Why is this happening to me? Why does it always happen to me? Oh. Nothing's ever your fault. Nothing is ever because of you. Everything is done to you. Everybody's trying to hold you back. The world is not on your side. And every time someone comes to you with a possibility, you retreat to, well, no, because you know what they did, or you know how they act. Nothing ever works for me. Like we live in this state of victim. And here's the truth. By definition, things can happen to us that make us a victim, right? Just by the simple definition of victim. But the mindset of a victim is determined what you do after the fact. Some of us have lost our jobs. Some of us may be losing our jobs during this time. That is a reality. But if you have a victim mindset, that can take you out for months or years or forever. Instead of a mindset that says, okay, this has happened to me. First, I'm gonna cry about it, right? Because we know we boss up and cry. So this has happened to me. I'm gonna cry about it. And now I'm going to rise up out of it. And it's so interesting when I come across somebody with a victim mentality. And sometimes they say things like, you just don't understand what happened to me, how they treated me in that situation. And I'm like, oh, wow, really? What happened? And you know what they say? Well, it was 2003. And I'm like, did you say 2003? What? Or you run across someone and you say, I can't date right now. I can't put myself out there. I mean, the last time I put myself out there, I just got crushed. Oh, wow. What happened? When did you break up? Well, back in 1983, when I graduated from, you You talking about that man from 1983? Man, we just love this victim state. It keeps us from taking responsibility when we're aware of it. But if we're not even aware of it, we don't realize that we are letting the reliving of situations and circumstances from, it doesn't even have to be a decade ago, from 6 months ago, from 3 months ago, from last week, keep us from moving into our next. And so you might need a mindset shift if you constantly pull out the victim card. How many of you, and again, safe space, how many of you have been that person where it's always something wrong, always a reason why, or you now see that, okay, maybe I've been a victim, and it doesn't have to be victim across the board. Maybe you've been a victim in this area, or maybe you've been a victim over here. When you see yourself, just call yourself out. Yep, that's me. Yep, that's me. Yep, that's me. Yeah, Sandra says her sometimes. Michaela, yes, self-sabotaging. Patrina says, how do you make the mindset shift? Yes, we're going to get to that for sure. Brandy says, I'm guilty of being a victim at times. And I want to thank Patrina for asking that question. How do you make the mindset shift? And I know why she's asking, because it's like, I need to know how to fix this. But it also brings up a great point. And I'm not speaking because this is her, but it just reminded me of something. When we begin to peel back the layers of ourselves and we begin to take a peek into the grind and the ugliness and the trauma that has been embedded in our soul, and we start to realize, ooh, I love my mama, but man, she jacked up my mindset. Or we start to realize, man, I've let this culture and media thing give me a set of assumptions that have kept me from opportunity. When we dig around and we find out, ooh, I've been a victim. Man, when we start to open up and discover things about myself or yourself, it becomes a little uncomfortable at times. It becomes a little hard to digest. Some of you right now may be like wiggling in your chair. Some of you right now, while you started out like sitting down and watching, now you're listening, but you're walking around. You might have started doing something else. You know, some of you may have, started looking on Facebook or started scrolling or something, because the discomfort of sitting in what could be mindset challenges that have hindered you is becoming a little too much. Yes, Chella said, I got up to make a smoothie. Yes, very uncomfortable. Yes. And what happens is we then want to go straight to a solution. Right? We say, okay, I've gone deep enough. Okay, now tell me how to fix it. Okay, yeah, I got it. Now what do I do? And that is self-sabotaging. And it's self-sabotaging because we still haven't gotten to the root. And if you don't allow yourself the discomfort, if you don't allow yourself maybe a little bit of the tears, if you don't allow yourself the ability to get there so you can apologize to you, so that you can find your freedom. Like if you don't sit in it for a minute, you're subject to come out of it without ever having gotten to the root. And we put on our face and we talk about, yeah, this is what I'm going to do now. But man, we haven't dug deep enough. And so, yes, Genovia says she's ready to get uncomfortable. Yes, Kathy says you dig a little bit and then you cover it back up. And so we're going to go. Now, listen, I'm not going to take you down and not bring you back up. right? I'm a good coach. I'm not gonna leave you raw, but I am gonna take you a little bit deeper so that we can really get clear for ourselves what our mindset challenges could be, what they could be. Yes, it is a process, Juanita says, willing to be open, willing to listen to yourself, to what your heart, to what your soul, to what your spirit is showing you about your life. And so, signs that you need to make a shift is that you see yourself as a victim. Another sign that your mindset needs to be shifted is you find it hard to celebrate others. I mean, you say you happy for them, you smile, your eyes get big, and you're like, "Yay, that's great." But somewhere on the inside of you, you're like, "Why is that happening for her and not me? Why is that happening for him and not me? She don't even deserve that. I've been working hard on my business and she opens up shop 2 days ago and gets $100,000 contract." And again, we smile and we clap, but we're so dissatisfied with our victim mentality. We're so dissatisfied with our fears that we actually can be a little agitated with people that we know that begin to experience some level of success or experience some of their goals. And it's not because we're mean people, right? That I'm clear about. It's not because you want harm to them. It's not because like you really don't want them to win. It's just that for some reason their win highlights your loss. Their win highlights your lack of trying. Their win highlights your discipline, but not transformation. And so we have to be willing to say, man, I've got to learn that their wins are worth celebrating because I'm on the path to my own wins as well. Yes. Yes. And Denise said, you can even ask that person, how you do that? And some of us, you know, this is a great time to really just explore. Like, you don't have to decide right now, that's me, that's not me, that's me, that's not me. Some of it you just may want to think about. I don't think that's me, but let me sit on that. And then you may discover that it's not you. And then you may discover, oh man, that's me. And this also speaks to the comparison game, right? When we start looking to our left or to our right and comparing our journey with someone else's. And we take that comparison not as motivation, not as an opportunity to learn, but we take that comparison and it makes us feel less than. It makes us feel small. It makes us feel that we're not worthy or we don't deserve. And we want to make sure that we don't play that comparison game, that we only focus on our mindset, our shifts, our adjustments that we need to make. And in this world of social media, where you can scroll and see the highlights of everybody's life, you can get a false sense of, man, it's working for everybody else but me. Yes. Yes. Chella says she found that when others have excelled in their goals, she's questioned not what I'm doing wrong, but how can I move forward with that? And so maybe this is you, maybe this isn't. Sit on it and see. Another sign that a shift is needed is that you ignore the truth. Before the truth can set you free, you need to recognize which lie is holding you hostage. Before the truth can set you free, right? Oh, the truth will set you free. You need to recognize which lie is holding you hostage. A very easy example is some of you may have listened to all of this and said, that's not me. That's not me. That's not me. That's not me. Okay, you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself. We are all here in this conversation somewhere, and it has an impact on us in some way. You know, you don't want to face the truth that you've been playing victim. You don't want to face the truth that you've treated people because you're angry, you're bitter, you've treated people wrong. You don't want to face the truth that you've made some decisions based on your beliefs that have not served you. And the more you lie to yourself, the more opportunities you have to stay in victim mode, to not be able to celebrate the wins of others, and to continually focus on what's wrong. And so this is the morning where I'm just challenging you to think about yourself, challenging you to think about where you fall inside of these categories. And then the fifth sign, the last sign I want to show you that you might need a mindset shift. Man, as a coach, I see this quite often. And maybe this is you, and maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it is. I call these people who need a mindset shift. I call these people the yeah, but. These are people who fake personal growth. Fake personal growth. These are the people, if you go to their Facebook feed, if you go to their Instagram feed, you look on their feed, I woke up this morning and the devil was mad. Uh-oh, she up. You go to their Facebook feed and they're like, all I do is win, win, win. You know, like, man, I paid attention to my soul today, what the spirit was telling me, right? They're on Facebook. We got this. We can do this, right? They got all the memes, all the quotes, everything going, right? They're faking their personal growth. Man, I'm out here crushing my business goals. Really? And you think, and you're looking at them going, wow, they really crushing it. Man, but you get behind the scenes. You get behind the scenes and you start talking to these people. And they're like, yeah, I'm doing it, but I just need some help in this area. Oh, okay. Well, I can coach you. I can help you with that. And they say, because, I've been working on myself and this is what I know to be true. And I know I deserve it. And I know I can have it. And I know I can work it all. I know I can, and I'm like, okay, great. So you just need, I just need structure. I just need strategy. Oh, great. Well, come on in. And so we start with structure and we start with strategy. And I'm like, okay, well, since you're good on the personal growth side, you're good on your beliefs, your thoughts, your behaviors, you're good on your mindset, then yeah, let's go straight to strategy. Let's go straight to techniques and let's get it. And so I'm like, great, this is what I'm gonna need you to do. So our strategy is gonna start with, talking to entrepreneurs. Let's build some credibility. Let's put you on a schedule. Here's your, let's develop your content. Let's do 3 Facebook Lives a week. Let's do a video series that they can opt into. Okay, you good? Okay. And then you're like, I was checking your Facebook feed. Did you do the Facebook Lives? Oh, I really wanted to make sure that, my ring light, I'm waiting on my ring light to come in. Oh, yeah, but I gotta wait for, I just wasn't sure. I was gonna go live, but then I was gonna go live at 7. And then it was like 7:12. And I thought, well, I can't go live at 7:12. I probably need to go live at 7:30. And then Oh, okay. No, I'm good on the personal growth. I know I deserve it. I know all this. I just need to know how to set up my program. Oh, okay. Well, let's structure your program. Okay, are you gonna put? Yeah, but I don't think that part gonna work. Yeah, but I don't think I can do that. Yeah, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I thought you told me that you had your thoughts, behaviors, beliefs. Yeah, but I don't know. People come to me, they good on I'm good on my personal growth. I just need to know how to make money. Okay. I'm a coach. Okay, great. Tell me about your program. Okay, well, for this type of program, for the value, what price do you think that you should charge? Well, I'm gonna do 6 months of coaching. I'm gonna do live sessions every week. I'm going to do one-on-one sessions, and it's a 6-month program. Okay, great. I think you should charge $5,000. Oh, well, yeah, but I was thinking like $97. Right? Yeah, but you claim that you good. I do my affirmations. I have my prayer and meditation time. I read Think and Grow Rich. I listen to great music to feed my soul. And then it's time to step up and demonstrate what you say you believe. And we hear a yeah, but, a yeah, but. Can you just be a meme? Like, if you're going to post a meme, at least be that meme. Like, and we're not talking about perfection, but we are talking about acknowledging that maybe, just maybe, your pride and your ego and you not wanting to be judged, you not wanting to seem like you don't know what you're doing, you don't want people to think that you don't have it all together. You're letting all of that have you give a persona of being transformed, a persona of being someone who has done this difficult work, who has gone through the personal growth. You like the persona of it. But when it comes down to demonstrating what you say you believe, we get a yeah, but. And so I am here to challenge you today to acknowledge any of these areas that you may need to adjust. Yes, Juanita says this is so true. Samira and Dr. Ali, two of my favorite people, put me on Facebook without warning and went to cardiac arrest. Yeah, she's like, speaking on Facebook is just different. I don't know what it is. Right. And that's why I'm really breaking this down, because sometimes we haven't named it. We haven't been able to say, why do I keep thinking I'm doing something different and getting the same results? Why do I have temporary success through discipline, but not have permanent change? You either are or you're not. You either are working out or you're not. You're either saving and managing your money well or you're not. And if you like, what is going on here? And here, I'm pointing to my soul, my core, my heart, mind, heart, and soul, right? Our mind can have us fake personal growth. Our heart will tell us, man, I know I need to make these things line up. And our soul will just keep us in yeah, but. Yeah, but. And so this morning session was all about opening you up to what could be your mindset challenges. And when we come back, after I talk with Nikki, we're going to talk about how to shift your mindset. And this is your opportunity to really begin to think about, where do I fall?